The bull market is back with ADA around 1 USD, and yet people are offloading Bibles for as low as 250 ADA. The ADA stuff chart looks horrible. What is happening? Why project not doing so well? Let's dive in. So what is going on with Stuff.io? Why are assets being sold so low? Because people need liquidity. ADA is popping off. People want to ride the ADA rocket. So they want ADA. They don't want illiquid NFTs or tokens that don't grow as fast as ADA. So we are seeing kind of a big sell-off. You can see here yesterday we had some sales for 250 ADA, which is super low. Now we're back to 375, so getting better. But this is ADA price. If you convert to USD, right now it's around 375. And if you had ADA like 1 month ago, which was like 37 cents, it's basically 1,000 ADA Bible. So you see the USD value is more or less consistent. It's just that ADA goes up and people are thinking in USD terms because we are in the bull market. People are thinking about the exit strategy or about taking profits, which is definitely fair. And yeah, it's hard to sell NFTs in those conditions where it's all the major layer 1 cryptocurrencies that are seeing big gains. So it may seem like it's going down, but if you have the perspective of USD, then I think it's doing pretty okay. The thing is that I know there's this strong mentality of 1 ADA is 1 ADA. But how did you get your ADA? You didn't buy it with fiat? And maybe you get paid in ADA for some job you do, and okay, cool. But it's not the majority of people. Majority of people, they convert their fiat into ADA. And so when they think about taking profits, they're not like, hey, I'm gonna take back 50,000 ADA and buy a car with ADA. They think I'm gonna take out 50,000 ADA, convert it to USD or whatever my fiat currency is, and with that fiat, I will buy the car. So I think a lot of people are kind of stuck in this ADA perspective, which I think is I struggle to understand. I'm not saying it's gonna be right or wrong, but personally, I don't see it. When I invest USD. It's just, okay, at that point in time, I don't know, 500 USD is that many ADA, and that's it. And then when we flip to the Stuff ADA chart, look at this, it's horrible. On the 7 days, we're minus 20%. It's like a free falling crazy, yeah? But that's ADA. If we flip to USD, actually on the 7 day, we are pretty stable, and 1.3 cent is what, like 50% more than the token sale price. So we have a token that, okay, here for, I don't know, maybe a week or a bit less, was below its token sale price for the first time ever. And now it's back to plus 50%. And people are looking at the ADA chart and like, hey, why project not doing so well? It's doing fine. It's just that if you put your money on Stuff instead of ADA, then yeah, you bet on the wrong horse for now, because all is relative. If we go back to the ADA chart, well, we did have a point in time where it was better to hold Stuff rather than ADA. And now, and at that point, no one was saying, hey, why ADA not doing so well? You see what I mean? I feel like there are a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. People are scrambling to get all the liquidity they can because they want to exit. It's been 3 years of bear market. I understand it's time to, take back some profits finally. So not blaming, but are we honestly doing poorly? If you assess by USD, it's not the case. Lost opportunity if you thought about ADA. But then the question is, okay, should I sell all my stuff, all my Bibles, and go to ADA? Well, what will ADA do? It's $1. Some people say it's gonna be to 6, which is twice the all-time high. With Bitcoin OS coming in, I don't know. I have no idea. But then, if stuff is now at 1.3 cents, do you think it can do a 6x like ADA and be at 10 cents? More or less, no, I mean 9 cents. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But that's why, personally, when I invest, I allocate. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna put that many chips on stuff, and I have those target prices. And that's it, and it stays there. I feel like chasing pumps, like I'm very bad at trading. I sold Sharl at 20% loss. Now I think it's back to where it was mint price, so good for the holders. So I'm bad at trading, so I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna do more like an initial investment and see where this goes. And when you look at everything that is in store with stuff, I think we are doing well. I'm gonna bring you to Grok. So this is the AI from X. The next catalyst for stuff will be the self-publishing portal, because it will be the first token sink that people will need to use their stuff tokens to get something out of it, to put their content out in the world. So all this stuff that is liquid, available on the markets, is gonna go through that, and there should be less liquidity. So it's a very, very important step that finally we have a use case. And I try to think, okay, what's the audience? What's the potential? So I asked Grok, okay, how many self-publishing authors do we have every year? So here you have a bit old data from 2017 saying that more than 1 million self-published titles were issued. There are other numbers, but basically Grok ends up with that, well, it's likely hundreds of thousands, if not over a million. So let's say 1 million. You have 1 million self-published authors who have the choice between self-publishing, going with Kindle, or soon going to stuff. We're not gonna capture 10% of those, maybe just 0.1%. So 0.1% of a million is 1,000. So you get 1,000 authors who are gonna need stuff to publish. Remember that allegedly there are 3,000 authors already waiting in line. So we have a few thousand, let's say 4,000 or 5,000 authors who are gonna publish. We have 10,000 holders now of stuff. So we're gonna possibly add 5,000 more people who actually are gonna buy and use their tokens at once. Or in those 10,000 we already have, probably we have already offers, and they will, take from their stuff bag and use their tokens to publish something. So it's already quite big. Thousands of people are gonna use stuff, like get rid of it. That's with books. But then I asked, actually, Spotify here. So how many artists with more than 10,000 monthly listeners? I take 10,000 because I suspect it's the people who would feel comfortable trying to monetize their audience. If you look at that, Grok says 200,000. Okay. So how many of 200,000 can we get? Let's say 1%, so it's 2,000 more people who are gonna use the stuff token. And then I asked about YouTube. How many accounts with more than 10,000 subscribers? And it said more than 2 million. So then my other question was, okay, 2 million accounts, how many videos is that? Here I think it got a bit crazy because it said like, probably those people upload 9 videos per week, which I think is very high. And like that, it ended up on 936 million videos per year, which is huge. So let's say, I don't know, we can divide that probably by 7. So like one weekly video for big accounts. So if you divide that by 7, let's do it quickly on Excel. 133 million videos. I don't know, 0.1% go into stuff. So that's 133,000 videos per year. How many stuff tokens is that? So see, we have 1 million self-published authors, more than 100 million videos, more than 200,000 musicians on Spotify, artists who have more than 10k followers. So you see, it's a lot of people. It is a lot of people, a lot of assets. That's the way to think about it. It's not about, you may have, let's say, I make YouTube videos, I try to do that once per week. I go to stuff to release there, and I want to release every week. That's the thing, I'm one person, but I'm gonna use my stuff all the time. And that's the way to think about it, that you're gonna have people, it's not like a one-off, is that they try to build a following, release a first thing, then give a discount, then do an airdrop. Maybe means using stuff because they need the stuff to publish themselves, so they want to replenish their bags. So now you tell me, there's no potential when you count that there are literally hundreds of millions of assets that could be put on chain on stuff. How many stuff tokens do we have? 10 billions total. 5 billions are just consumed to earn. So basically 5 billions are there. I mean, 5 billion even assets. It's not so, it's a matter of a few years, basically. If it would be one stuff per asset, that's the other thing you have to think about. We don't know how much it's gonna cost. I suspect it will be tied to a USD price, because it doesn't make sense that now you come in when it's cheap, and it's cheap to put out a video, and then more and more creators come in, they buy stuff tokens, price goes up, more and more users come in because there is consume to earn. So there's a lot of buy pressure, because in those users there are crypto people who want to speculate. So you have all those people, and then one stuff token is not 1.3 cent, but it's like 10. It shouldn't be like you have to pay 8 times more to publish, just because you came to the party a bit late. I don't think it would work like that. I think it would be rather USD. And so then, maybe it's 10 USD to publish whatever you want. I mean, it's very, conservative estimate, I guess. Look, I would publish a video, let's imagine, I think I'll sell 50 of them. Okay, I sell them for 1 ADA each, 50 ADA is like $50. I had to pay 10 to publish my video, and I make 50. Great deal. So imagine $10 and you have 10,000 creators that need to publish something, and maybe they publish once a month. So if 100, so 10,000 people with $10 each is $100,000 of stuff tokens that is kind of burnt every month because they release things. So personally, I'm not phased at all. I don't think stuff will go like super high, like $1 or something like that. I think 10 cents, it's very possible once we get big artists. They said they're in talks with an artist with 100 million followers. So once we get that, and we get a lot of eyes from other blockchains onto the stuff token, then that plus bull market is just gonna get there. It's my target, 10 cents, it's all good. And it's 5 billion tokens, so 500 million USD market cap. Not crazy, I think. So I just wanted to put things into perspective that ADA goes up, stuff token is not following exactly, Bibles not really. people are getting those kind of bad vibes that, hey, I'm missing out. But the value proposition of stuff, if anything, is just getting stronger every day because they get closer and closer to realizing their vision. So either you chase pumps or you stay in your lane and you believe. Not judging, maybe I'm delusional, but at least I'm very comfortable with my choices. And so how do we get people and authors to come and self-publish? It's by talking to them. And Josh was on a podcast with Weaving Influence, which is a marketing agency helping authors self-publish. So right on point. What did they talk about? It was around a 50-minute interview with Josh. And I'm gonna go through my notes and you'll see there's some interesting things. They talked about kind of the history that, hey, we had physical books, then we went to ebooks, and the licensing model was the best they could do at the time with the technology they had, but it has some problems like lack of transparency. They don't really know how many books they are selling. There's no direct contact between authors and readers, but now it's changing with blockchain. And so they explain that in the current model, an author can either do licensing, so ebooks with Amazon, or self-publishing where they give away the source file. And here there is a risk that it gets copied and gets given away for free. Problem with licensing is that books can be changed, can be taken away, your account can be closed, so you don't own your books as a consumer. So all of this should be pretty aware of. Then what we learned is that John Ingram was an early investor and was talking about the future of books, literally, with Josh, and that's how they came up with book.io. At the moment, they work with more than 20 publishers. And what they're trying to explain is kind of, you don't market your book before you sell it, but after. That's the thing that book.io allows, because with book.io, you know your clients. Remember, in the app, you have now an inbox. So authors will be able to talk to you directly if you own their books. So with book.io, you sell your book and then you have contact to your readers. You can give them a discount on the next book. You can give them an airdrop. So you can do the marketing, build your branding, build your relationship with your customers, because, well, it's cheaper to keep a customer rather than acquiring a new one. Then he went on to explain that there's no exclusivity to publish with book. That's also a very big advantage. Can you imagine that? Wow. As I said earlier, if it's like $10 to publish with book.io, no, it's worth trying. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it's not especially cannibalizing the other opportunities. What was really cool is that they talked about social clubs. And here, I didn't realize how many layers there were. Josh said that there's basic social club, like a book club, if you want access, where you need at least to own the book. That's the minimum requirement. But remember that they have this technology that they call like verified reading, meaning that they can do it so you can only join the book club if you actually read the book. So then you actually talk with people who also read, and I guess the discussions have higher quality. But then there's another layer is, I didn't understand if it was like in the same social, like a specific social club, or like an inner circle in the club for people who have read all the books. So I think about Jonas Sees, for instance, who released 5 or 6 books with book.io, and she could create like this super exclusive fan club for people who own everything and read everything. And then maybe these people will have like exclusive AMA sessions with the author, or maybe some merch, some discounts, maybe some mints only accessible to them. I don't know, like the sky's the limit. But see how it's not only about ownership, but also about verified reading. And when you think about authors that have humongous communities, so let's talk like J.K. Rowling, like Harry Potter fans, So you take the people, not the randoms, but only the people who read everything, own everything, read everything, then you really get like your super fans. And if you know them, then you can market to them. So that was a really cool aspect, and social clubs may require the stuff token as well. So I'm gonna digress very quickly. You're a consumer, a reader, you get your stuff token by reading. Probably not gonna get a lot because it was calculated, I think, at with 100,000 readers at peak emission in 5 years. You would get 5 book tokens every 4 hours, assuming you read all day long. Yeah. So you get just a few tokens, and you may use them to access the social club. So another sink for the token. All right, back to the interview. There's a great question that I've seen before asked on Discord. Is like, we can have secondary sales now, and you get royalties. So the fact that you can buy on secondary, well, doesn't it cannibalize primary sales? Because you're someone who's like, hey, I want to read that book. I can mint it for, $10, or I can buy it in secondary for $5. So I'm just gonna buy for $5, and then the offer gets like 5% royalty or something. So they are losing on money. What Josh said, I was quite intrigued by that, to be honest. Said that what's happening is because there's the law of supply and demand back, that on average, books are trading above mint price. And I think it's a trend that we've been seeing. If we go to Bex and we order by books, well, maybe with now everyone dumping, it's not so clear, but there are books that are not on secondary at all, like they're still minting, and then you have books that, okay, this one is half price on offer, but look at the floor. Floor is more than mint and OG price. Here the floor. More than OG price. Here the floor. It's more. It's usually more. So what's happening is that, hey, I want to buy the book. If I go to secondary, it's more expensive than minting. So I'm gonna mint. And then you're gonna get to the point that there's nothing left to mint. And then it's only secondary. Josh did say that, of course, they can do, once that happens, they can think about doing a second edition and so on, like a second print run. But again, then if you do that, you get primary sales again. So this argument that having secondary sales is cannibalizing primary ones apparently doesn't seem to hold water so much when looking at the data. And yeah, what was super interesting, or at least to me, that he mentions that they are building their own secondary marketplace. You're gonna tell me, yeah, it's on their roadmap. Yes, but it's been so long since they mentioned it that I started doubting, to be honest. I was like, hey, they're gonna integrate with JPEG Store, whatever. But no, they're building their secondary marketplace. It's still happening, and very necessary to have those secondary sales. Also, another use case for the stuff token, that if you own stuff token, you don't pay the trading fees on this secondary marketplace. So that's pretty cool. When is it gonna happen? I don't know, but looking forward to it. It's really needed because you need to be able to look by genre, and then we add the reader reviews, and also for the cross-selling part. Like, hey, you are looking at the book 1 from Jonas's, and you see, hey, there are books 2 and 3, and who knows, what if we can do bundles on this secondary marketplace from different policy ideas, and I can sell you the complete collection of Jonas's. Jonas's the Heretic. He wrote many books. I'm talking about this series in particular, the Templar Chronicles. So yeah, secondary marketplace needed. Good to know they are still building it. Then there was a question about, okay, if I'm an author, I want to self-publish, but I struggle to find an audience. Can you help me as Book.io? Book is not a marketing company. So they don't do the advertising, but what they do have is a large following and people who want to own their books. So if an author communicates with the book community, then they can do their own marketing and have hope to sell them books. But book by themselves, they're not a marketing company, it's just a distribution channel. Then they talked about the advantages of blockchain compared to the traditional world. So blockchain, you get your royalties and your sales proceed as soon as the transaction is done. Current model, you get an advance, and then 3-6 months later, the publisher tells you, hey, we sold that many books, so we earned as much as we gave you as an advance. So from that point, you will earn royalties or something like that. There's a lag. It's not very clear or very instant. Then they talked about the value of borderless sharing. I liked Josh's take on this. He was talking about the fact that books are banned, and that doesn't matter, if you're left wing, right wing, religious or not. Like, as long as there is a centralized authority, they ban books. And what I like in his take was that for him, it's not about banning, but more about access. That you don't want your kids to read some type of books. Doesn't mean that those books shouldn't exist. It just means that people accessing them should know what to expect. And if you don't want your kids to read them, then just don't let them. And then maybe wait for them to be a bit older and have a better grasp on life or whatever. So I like this idea to not conflating censorship with access. Then they ended to talk about the fact that technology evolves, platforms too, that hey, you had MySpace, then Facebook, now it's more like TikTok. But ebooks, they've been the same for 20 years, so it's about time it changes. They talked about AI. Josh explained that it's just a tool, still used by a human in the end, and about the fraud aspect, that you have people using AI to write books. What is super cool is that they are working on something called verified digital origin, which is basically linked to a digital ID, and this way they will prove that the book was written by a person. I'm not sure if they can prove it, to be honest, but more like the person publishing the book is an actual person. I'm not sure how they will go about that, but they're working on it, and I think it's a big fear of authors that hey, they put their content out there, then it just gets, it becomes training data for some AI model, and they make another book out of it. But what was cool is that they said that they did it, so Book.io already did this verified digital origin for some books already. So they're doing stuff in the background that we have no idea of. And that's pretty cool. I wonder how it is gonna show up. Maybe it was with the beta testing of the self-publishing portal, where you had 3 indie authors coming out. Maybe those were verified, I'm not sure. But just to sum up, great talk from Josh, talking about book, the advantages for the self-published authors. This podcast is directly targeting those people. How did I find out about that podcast? Because I follow Book.io on LinkedIn. You can follow Book.io, Stuff.io. They post things there that they don't post elsewhere. So if you want to have your ears on the ground, follow them on all social media. Now for some short and quick news. This is the weekly newsletter. They talked about this Vue 3 rollout, which is somewhere here. Yep. So this is the new interface that is being developed. I understand you don't see everything on the screen, but you probably see enough. So you can see, if I scroll back a little bit, you see here on the left side that you can choose which cover to display. And I'm gonna pause. You see here you have a book where you can read, info, send, sell, and print. So for your books, you'll have a button to print. And the sell, I wonder what it's gonna be. maybe they're already working on this secondary marketplace, and that's why they have it. I wonder if it will work with offers, like no collection offers on JPEG Store. It would be really cool if you had some kind of liquidity pool. People say, hey, I want to read Blood Rights by Queen Loftis, but I'm only gonna put like 10 ADA to read it. And then you're like, hey, I want to sell it, I click sell, and Book.io tells me, hey, you can sell it for 10 ADA or 10 USD, whatever. Do you accept? Yes, no, and boom. And boom, it's done. That would be really cool. Not sure if it's gonna happen. I really like the ability to print as well from here. Like you choose your cover, and then you choose. Then you send it to Ingram to print. Then they're just showing some filters that they have. You can filter by type, like audiobook, books, music, video. You can sort by author name, by book name. You can change the display. So it looks like it's gonna be very nice to navigate through this new user interface. So that's view 3, and that's what is planned to be released next week. So wonderful. Then they talked about Mint and Print, about a week out from starting live testing. Not sure what live testing means. I thought we were testing already, but maybe it was more like proof of concepts. Now it may be okay, sending them like the live process and making sure it works. So that's cool. Creator portal integrated with HubSpot, whatever that is. Progress on front end. Pricing in stuff for each asset type. That's interesting. Means that you're not gonna pay the same for a video, a song, or a book. So curious about that. It says pricing in stuff pegged to USD or not sure. Talk about secure storage so that we can safeguard the uploaded assets before minting. Makes sense too. So making progress, excellent. They said 2 weeks ago that it should be out in 2 weeks. Looks like not. Personally, I'm thinking like this month, maybe still a week to go. But end of year, let's chill. Then USD value functionality to QA by end of week for testing. Okay. It's been too long, this thing, this USD value. But I had this idea, like, don't know if I mentioned it in my prior video, but I was going to work and I was in the bus and I was thinking, wow, how cool would it be that you're at the bus stop and you have this, this big poster, this big ad, and you see the Book.io bookshelf with the value in dollars, like $1,000. And it's like, hey, my ebooks are worth $1,000. How much are yours? And I feel like this will just trigger people. Flip the switch in their head to realize that, hey, what I own I don't own it and it's worth nothing. So maybe I can go to Book.io, especially after they sign this big publisher where I have 60,000 books to choose from. Maybe I can go to them and actually own my stuff and have value associated to it. They talked about unified USD pricing so that they have all prices in USD and the crypto price changes. I don't know if it's already implemented or not, but if you go to the Sharl's Mint, at the moment it's 32 ADA with a discount of 31 USD. At the beginning, when they announced it, they said 40 ADA. So looks like this was changed. Not sure if it was manually or not, but that's the end goal. That when you have a run-up like ADA did that day, suddenly you don't end up paying twice the price that was planned. Then they talk about progress on video and music minting through their internal publishing portal. I think that's why there are issues with the Sharl Mint. Just suspicion. Sharl Mint was postponed one day. Maybe that was it. Talking about FDAs into Inception, so their internal self-publishing portal. Then a shout out to Yure, who made a cool video on X. He basically made a stuff ad on a billboard. Looks pretty cool. looks pretty cool. Actually, that's what gave me the idea of this ad. Like, how much is your, bookshelf worth? I think, like, if the community would do something like that, that'd be crazy. Then they're talking about enhancing the store for stuff.io. Yep, because at the moment you go to stuff.io, it's kind of hard to find what is for sale. And finally, Catalyst proposal. Voting opens up next week, I believe. So remember to do that. What else do we have? Something really cool. It's this infographics released by Josh. So this, I think, is the Bitcoin chart. And he's putting some milestones from book and stuff. So I'm gonna, okay, it doesn't work if I zoom in, that's not cool. But hopefully you can see that, okay, they put stuff like, hey, token launch, video launch, etc. But what I'm interested in is this part here on the top right. So I'm gonna read that out loud. Portal launch, decentralized YouTube meets Etsy. So we know that's very soon. Then social/fan rooms based on asset ownership. I didn't expect that to come at that point. I don't know if this list is ordered, I'm just assuming. But if it is, I didn't expect that to come. But okay. And next step is consume to earn. And this way it makes sense because you need stuff to use the portal, you need stuff to access these fan clubs. So it's two things for the token before we add one more emission channel. Again, if you have a lot of users, they're not going to earn a lot of stuff. So what I suspect is going to happen is that we're going to earn a lot of stuff as OGs, and we're going to read, watch videos, listen to music, and so on. We're going to post about it, and then the grifters from all of our blockchains will come and start grinding. And then the rewards will be low. And that's good because it means that if as a user you don't have a lot of tokens, then you're less likely to use them. You're just gonna accumulate and then it's easier to use them in the ecosystem rather than cashing out. So it's really cool that they put this consume to earn after the portal launch, after the fan clubs. And I guess it don't be so far away, maybe Q1 next year would be cool. Then major publisher announcements. This is Catalyst. I think the results will be end of December. So once everything is signed, they can announce. So early next year. And then something I didn't expect is major record label announcement. Oh yes, that's the stuff. That's the stuff I've been waiting for. They didn't talk about it. They talked about the fact that they talked to big artists, but musicians, they get it. And they did say they met with a big label, and they met with the CEO, and they had read the white paper, and they had very insightful questions, and they're getting very excited about it. But I thought it was just talks. Now it sounds like they're really far in the contract signing process. And that is huge because Bertelsmann Group is an investor of Stuff.io. Bertelsmann owns BMG. BMG, what kind of people do they have? Can probably type it. So here it is, the music company. So do we see the artists somewhere? Oh, they have a lot of artists. Some I don't know. But I know for sure they have big ones, like especially Iron Maiden, because I'm an Iron Maiden fan, so I'm well aware. And but they have other big ones too. I'm not sure where to find them on their page. Our clients, maybe. Yeah, Iron Maiden here. Who else is kind of famous? Well, I don't know those people. Sepultura, yes. Black Sabbath. So very metal. David Bowie. Mötley Crüe. Yep, Sum 41. Wow. 2000 throwbacks. Slash. So Scorpions, Kylie Minogue. If it's BMG and you get all of this, you get access to all those big artists, then it's crazy. It is crazy. You just need one big one. Iron Maiden coming in saying, hey, we released a new music video for, they're probably gonna release an album next year or in 2 years. I think it's kind of overdue. So hey, here's the music video. Or here's the single. You can buy it and you get the music video extra. Like you have access to both in one bundle or something like that. The last music video, The Writing on the Wall, was like 7-minute animation. Was really cool to watch. So it's the kind of people I really see, put back the art into music and music videos. So if it's BMG and you have a big artist like Iron Maiden and they're gonna sell, I don't know, maybe let's be conservative, like dozens of thousands of assets, maybe an album, maybe a single, maybe a music video. So here we are. If BMG is the major music label, huge. If it's another one, then it's a stepping stone to getting those big ones. So in any case, it's super bullish, and you have to think that all these people will come, buy the asset and like, hey, stuff.io, what is this? What else can I buy there? And oh, they do books too. Yeah, I read books. And then hey, there's these 60k books from this big publisher, so I can find those books I like. Oh, and I can own them. And oh, they have value. And hey, I can sell them. And hey, I earn tokens. I mean, it's mind-blowing. It's almost overwhelming for those people. It's gonna blow their mind. It's really the thing that you can tell people, hey, you like books? Check out this place. You pay the same price, but you actually own it. Oh, hey, you like music? I know, Iron Maiden released an exclusive video or album or song or something. Or you can join their special fan club. The Iron Maiden fan club, I'm sure it exists. But I can't imagine how many people is that. Probably like 100,000 people, easy. Easy, those guys are super famous. It's been more than 40 years. 45 years, 46 since their first album. So, so it's a lot of people who are touched by their music. So that's the other thing to think about is this announcement, this major record label, that's gonna be huge. So look at what is waiting for us. 2 new token things, consume to earn, which will be a great marketing move, and then we're gonna fill our shelves with lots of books and lots of music, bringing the audiences from those big artists and big authors in. 2025, book.io, stuff.io becomes household name. Normies will know it and will be like, yep, I was there when the Bible minted. Or what? You want a collector Bible, only 10,000 of them, and oh, we have 1 million readers on the app, or 6 million like in their previous app. You do the math. Also, one last thing. The vote is going through LendFi. I think it went successfully actually. So LendFi is a platform where you can borrow and lend your assets. Stuff has been accepted, I believe, meaning that you can put your stuff as collateral, buy ADA, then you wait for the stuff price to keep on dipping against ADA, so you rebuy your stuff, and so on. So yeah, if you want to lend and earn some interest rate, now you can use stuff to do so on LendFi. All right, and the last thing I want to talk about is the major release of this week, Sharl Unchained. Sharl is a meme coin on Cardano, and well, as they say, the utility is laughter. They released a 31-minute episode. Maybe I'll play the trailer so you get an idea of how it looks like. It's too bad we don't have captions though. But well, that's how it is. So what is Sharl? It's like South Park. It's very unhinged. They make fun of crypto in general. Talk about the shrimps. I think they have CZ coming out of jail in that episode. Not sure if this guy was Michael Saylor before. the drawings, it's a weird style to me. It's kind of ugly, to be honest, but I guess you can get used to it, in the sense that it's humor, it's kind of self-deprecating and so on. So this first episode is called Fuck Censorship. It's this kind of language. So that's why South Park is a good, good comparison. 31 minutes, and they said that this is the Genesis asset. So a lot of extra stuff you should get. They talked about discounts on future episodes, some future airdrops, surprise benefits. So if you are into this, you can buy it. I think it's at 35 ADA on secondary now. It's still minting for 32. If you have About Stuff Episode 0, or the Gutenberg Bible, or the Pioneer Pass, it's not easy to say. It has like 6,969 assets, less than 1,000 minted. I think people want to keep their ADA at the moment, but still pretty cool to think that you have almost 1,000 people who are now becoming part of the Sharl community and watching an episode. I saw some comments on X, people find it hilarious, looks really fun. I didn't buy it yet, but I think I'm gonna cave because I'm really curious about it. And so this is great, another example how stuff becomes the infrastructure for other projects to grow. We had this frog stuff from Play Nation, which is supposed to be airdropped, I think, this month. So all of this means that stuff becomes the infrastructure for other projects, and that those other projects, I assume, eventually will need to use the stuff token to publish them. So that's good. And also they bring in their audience. A lot of Sharl's people came in. We had people coming in Discord saying that, hey, first time minting with stuff.io, how does that work? Because of the Sharl's mint. So that was a great move. I know some people were like, why do you associate with a meme coin? But it doesn't matter. It's just an infrastructure. It's neutral. If people want to use it, then they can get there. And what was cool is that they did a space on Discord and a space on X to talk about Sharl and the Sharl's team. So I'm gonna get into that quickly. So they talk about how it came to be, that they were seeing, like the Sharl's team was seeing memes on other chains, while on Cardano during the bear people were salty. So they wanted to change that and bring back some fun. And something interesting I said was that the media on chain, like bringing content on chain, is a utility that is not priced in. Because now when you think about cryptocurrencies, you think about currency, so you think about transacting. DeFi is the big thing from the last cycle. But actually you can just now own your stuff. And I think this is also a big new narrative, that you own your stuff and you can buy content. They mentioned something like, if memory serves, I have to find my notes, but something like the content creator industry is supposed to grow up to 500 billions, I think, USD in the next 3 years. 500 billions. But those 500 billions don't account for owning your stuff. So how big of a piece will that be? It shows you how big the content creator industry is. $500 billion in 3 years. Now, how many millions or billions of assets is that? Assets that could be on chain with stuff and require the stuff token. Lots of potential. So they were talking. So Sharl's team was talking about that the utility is laughter, and they think like they were asked, okay, 1 year from now, where do you see yourself? They said they just want to make people laugh. They're bored with crypto Twitter. What Sharl's team wants to do is to take like the current crypto events and turn them into something funny. And they hope that 1 year from now they'll be more proficient in writing, in animation. This episode took 6 weeks to make, so if they can be faster, they will stay more relevant, always provide new content, And I guess people wouldn't mind. This is a Genesis asset, so that's why it's like $30. But I can imagine future episodes being less. And if you get like one episode per month, I think it's reasonable. Or maybe a subscription model. And I said that this kind of art style is not my thing, but they had a good point saying that The Simpsons, at the beginning, in the 80s, it looked horrible. And you can Google it. It looked horrible. But it was fun, so people got hooked. So it's not only about the visual appeal, it's about the content. If you're having a good time, and apparently people are, then you will just keep on watching. Keep on watching, meaning keep on coming back to stuff.io, and stuff.io positioning itself as, hey, you want to create funny content, cartoons, crypto stuff, crypto content, come, look, it works. Then they talked about behind the scenes, that they had a lot of good laughs poking at Michael Saylor, that they're proud of their community, people can laugh together, they open up. Talked about how stuff paved the path for media on chain, that it's not really widespread in Web3, but that gives an advantage to stuff to put content that cannot be changed, even the team cannot put it down, and they were hoping to become like a blueprint for future projects who want to leverage their community and engage them in content around the token. Because first was the Sharl token, and they created their community, and now they're giving more things to their holders. Ben said that he was impressed with their vision, and I remember that they had a call, and he wanted to make sure that these are not some ruggers, that hey, they do a meme coin, they're just gonna sell everything and disappear. We're quite impressed. He was quite impressed with the vision. He's excited to watch. And indeed, when you listen to the Sharl's team, they know what they are doing. It's a meme coin, but doesn't mean they are stupid people. So then they explained that they are working on a 45 episode season, that there will be discounts on future drops. They have a lot of media lined up, such as music, lots of airdrops. They want to reward the token holders, maybe with Sharl tokens or other tokens. They're saying that they can share things like bloopers or some audio files that are sitting on. So they have a lot of content that they didn't release yet and that they may give to the holders of this Genesis asset. So then they had an X space the day the mint was supposed to happen, where they talked a bit more about it, like how there are 500 trades. The Stuff team had a viewing party in the office and they're all laughing. It was super fun. Sharl's team said that it's about bringing fun, making people laugh, and if people don't like them, that's okay. It's not about pleasing everyone or becoming the next hot asset. It was let's have fun. If you dig their humor, then you're gonna join the community, keep on watching. If not, well, you do your thing. So the characters are based on real people. So as I said, we have CZ, I think Michael Saylor is there too, Sharl obviously. They are very psyched about stuff because it's normie friendly. They have their own friends and families being like, hey, how can I get this? And it's super easy. Connect with your Google or Facebook account or whatever, buy with your credit card. It's a self-directed wallet, so you don't even need to set up anything. Just connect to your account and watch. And that's huge. All the steps, all that stuff built this year is getting to the point that normal people can just come, buy, watch. Sharl explained that he personally experienced loss of access to a movie he bought, that he bought something on Xbox 15 years ago. And now he just doesn't have it anymore. And he feels like, beyond this anecdotal example, it's about the fact that you can erase history. He was talking about how apparently there was an US government advertisement about hemp and the benefits of hemp during World War I or World War II. And that they just took that down and it only resurfaced like 6-7 years ago. So there's also this manipulation. I know, for instance, Japan was using drugs, forgot how it was called, during World War II, which is basically some kind of methamphetamines for soldiers. And it was like a medicine, like, hey, take this, you're gonna be awake and be ready to fight. and actually it's drug and you have addiction. Not saying that Japanese government is hiding that, but you can imagine how it's important to preserve history. Then they say that they like stuff because it gives another option to artists to connect with their fans, indeed. And then they talked about Snack, as Snack is pushing DeFi, Sharl is pushing media, so they all have their own niche in a sense. And what they want to do is grow their IP as much as possible, include some characters in there. In the collection there, you have 69 one-of-ones, and those characters may appear in the series as well, meaning that as the series develop, the lore around those characters as well. So if you hold them, then with time, they get more and more valuable because there are more and more references to the media content. And that's all they talked about. I guess I'm gonna buy one of these episodes and watch it because it does sound funny when I watch the trailer. And I want to support those people, and who knows, maybe get some nice airdrops in the future. And that's it for this week. Ada is stealing the spotlight, but Stuff.io still building, partnering up with Sharl, growing the community, major book publisher, major music label, self-publishing portal coming up, social clubs after that, so 2 things for the token, and then the consume to earn, which should be a huge marketing hit, also the USD value of the bookshelf. I mean, it's no wonder that my videos are like 1 hour because there are just so many things to say. Those guys are building, they're not targeting crypto people, they're targeting normies. There are millions or maybe billions of media assets released each year. Whatever pie of that they get is gonna be huge and great utility for the Stuff token. So I'm not sweating it. Hope you aren't neither. Thank you for watching, take care and see you soon.